Bound by love, betrayed by desire. In the village of Umudike, nested between the hills and a winding river, lived a young woman named Adaora, known for her beauty, kindness, and unwavering loyalty. She was married to Ikem, a brave warrior, beloved by all in the village. Together they shared a bond that inspired everyone who knew them. It was the season of harvest, a time of celebration, but for Adaora, the season marked a different occasion. The departure of her husband, Ikem, to defend the neighboring villages against a marauding band of invaders. The day before Ikem's departure, the villagers held a grand festival to honor the warriors. "Ada, I will return to you," Ikem said, holding her close in their quiet hut after the festivity had ended. Adaora nodded, trying to hold back tears. "I know you will," she whispered, her voice steady, though her heart felt fragile. She took off a beaded amulet she had woven herself and placed it in his hands. "Take this with you. Let it remind you of home and of me." Ikem promised to keep the amulet with him always, vowing it would be the first thing he touched when he returned. They spent that night wrapped in each other's embrace, treasuring the moments as if they were the last. Weeks passed after Ikem's departure, and Adaora's heart ached with both longing and hope. She worked diligently in the fields by day and prayed for his safe return by night, clutching the small bracelet she wore as a symbol of their bond. Then one day, Obinna, a man from the village who had harbored unspoken feelings for Adaora, approached her with a grim expression. "Adaora," he began, feigning sympathy, "I have terrible news. Ikem is gone. He fell in battle." The words hung in the air like a dark cloud spreading over her heart. Her hands fell to her sides, and her mind struggled to grasp the meaning of what Obinna was saying. "No, that can't be," she murmured, shaking her head. Ikem promised he would return. Obinna looked at her with feigned pity. "I saw it with my own eyes. He fought bravely, but not even the best warrior can survive every battle." Adaora was silent for a moment, trying to absorb the blow. Her knees felt weak, but she forced herself to stand tall. She would not believe it. Ikem was strong, and his promise had been sincere. Despite her instincts, Obinna's words planted seeds of doubt in her heart, and the whispers in the village only fueled her uncertainty. The entire village mourned Ikem as if he were truly lost, and they comforted her, offering condolences she wasn't ready to accept. As the weeks turned to months, Adaora's sorrow grew, yet a glimmer of hope lingered. She dreamed of Ikem often, vivid dreams where he appeared smiling and calling her name. "Obinna," she said one day when he approached her again, "I still feel him as if he is not truly gone. He speaks to me in my dreams." Obinna's face darkened, but he quickly masked his annoyance. "Adaora, dreams are just dreams. They are no substitute for reality." Obinna had been persistent in his visits under the pretense of comfort. In truth, he saw Adaora's sorrow as his opportunity to replace Ikem in her life. He brought gifts, sat with her when she was lonely, and subtly suggested she consider a new path. "You deserve happiness, Ada," he would say, brushing her hand with his. "Ikem would not want you to grieve forever." But each time, Adaora would pull her hand away, whispering a silent prayer for Ikem's safety. Her heart remained loyal, though the whispers of her doubt grew louder. One night, Adaora visited Nneka, Ikem's mother, a wise elder who had lived through her own tragedies. "Mother," Adaora said, kneeling at Nneka's feet, "everyone tells me Ikem is gone, yet I feel he is still with me." Nneka placed a gentle hand on Adora's shoulder. "My daughter, our people say that a wife's spirit is tied to her husband's. If you feel him near, perhaps there is truth in your heart that the world cannot see." Nneka shared stories of her own youth, of a time when her husband had been believed dead, yet returned to her after months in hiding. The heart sees what the eyes cannot. Trust it, my dear Adaora. With renewed faith, Adaora returned home, determined to hold on to hope. But Obinna's persistence became a shadow in her life, clouding her every thought of Ikem. While Adaora was trapped in a cycle of hope and grief, Ikem was alive but far from home. The battle had indeed been fierce, and though he survived, he was badly injured and stranded in unfamiliar territory. Each day, he held Adora's amulet, whispering her name to keep his spirits high. Journey back was perilous, with treacherous rivers, harsh forests, and dangerous animals, but Ikem's love for Adaora fueled him. He dreamt of her, sensing her prayers and whispering like a lifeline that pulled him through every hardship. One evening, Obinna confronted Adaora again. His patience was wearing thin. "Adaora, it is time to let go. I have waited long enough." Adora's resolve was unyielding. "Obinna, I appreciate your concern, but my heart belongs to Ikem. Even if he is truly gone, my love for him will not die." Angered, Obinna revealed his true intentions, his frustration spilling into cruel words. "You are wasting your life on a ghost, Adaora. Ikem is not coming back. He is dead, and you are just a fool clinging to a memory." The confrontation left Adaora shaking, yet her faith in Ikem's return remained unbroken. That night, she had the most vivid dream yet of Ikem standing by the river, calling her name. In the dream, he held up the amulet she had given him. "Wait for me," he said softly. Finally, after months of treacherous travel, Ikem returned to Umudike. He was thin, scarred, and exhausted, but his heart lifted at the sight of the familiar village huts and the people he had fought to protect. News of Ikem's return spread like wildfire, shocking the villagers, especially Obinna. His face turned pale and his thoughts raced as he tried to cover his lies. As Ikem made his way to Adora's hut, the crowd parted to let him through. Adaora, unaware of his arrival, was tending to the fire. She looked up, and when her eyes met Ikem's, the world seemed to stop. She dropped her things and ran to him, tears streaming down her face. They held each other tightly, each whispering words of love and promises to never be parted again. That night, the elders called a council meeting. Obinna was summoned, and his betrayal was laid bare before the whole village. Adaora recounted how he had deceived her, using Ikem's supposed death to attempt to win her affections. Obinna attempted to defend himself, claiming he acted out of love, but elders saw through his lies, condemning him for his selfishness and deceit. "Your actions could have destroyed this family," said one of the elders. "You are banished from Umudike, never to return." With a heavy heart, Obinna left the village. his dreams of possessing Adaora shattered by his own actions. After Obinna's departure, Ikem and Adaora rebuilt their lives together. Their love, tested by trials and strengthened by faith, became the stuff of the village legends. They honored the wisdom of Nneka and loyalty of true love, reminding the village that patience and faith would always prevail. At the next harvest festival, the village celebrated not just the bounty of their crops, but the triumph of love over deceit. Ikenna and Adaora danced together, hand in hand, under the stars, grateful for the strength that had carried them through. In time, their story was passed down as a reminder to loyalty and resilience, a tale whispered to young lovers by the river bank and remembered by elders at village gatherings.